Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Utica. I'm Jerry Reed. You all know that by now. If you're joining us for the first time today in person or online, we extend a very special welcome. This is a church where all are welcome. All beliefs, believers, non-believers, all faith traditions, however you identify, whomever you love, all gender identities, your doubts and convictions, sorrows and joys. Every part of your whole self is welcome here. Before we get started, we have a few announcements. Jeff, I think you.
We're having a party. Everybody's swinging. Hello, I'm Jeff. So we're having a holiday party. If you live in a cave, we're having a party this Thursday. It's described in your order of service also. Church-wide holiday party. It's been years since we've tried to do this, and it's going to be great. There's going to be live music. Betsy and maybe some others and me. And it's 6:30 to 8. There's going to be, it's activities for families. There's going to be crafts for the children's, and the children's are going to decorate the tree, which is going to be there, and decorate cookies and do all kinds of cool stuff. And I can read my writing. We're going to sing like White Christmas, have some sing-alongs just for Carol, and we're asking people to bring food. Mary McGurl. Everybody see Mary? Mary has a sign-up sheet for food. If you can bring something, please see Mary. Jack Pendrak, there's Jack, is coordinating setup. Like, we're gonna need tables and stuff. If people can help Jack with setup, that would be awesome. And I think that everything I got? Oh, no, there's Paul. Where's Paul? Hey, there's Paul in the back. See Paul? Paul is coordinating, decorating the church. He and his merry crew of volunteers, which are some of you hopefully, are gonna set up the tree there and decorate as much of the church as there's time for today, depending on how many people after this service say to Paul, yeah, I wanna help, let's do it right now. So see you Thursday night, 6:30. Thank you.
Deb, did you have an announcement, Deb?
So I made the announcement last week about warm socks for the children in the Utica schools. And right away, a congregant came to me and said, there are other schools, Kernan was mentioned in particular. So you folks have a big job. So that sanctuary basket has a lot of socks, but we're gonna need a lot more. So buy those socks, folks.
Are these children's size socks?
Well, some of those kids are bigger than I am, Jeff. I mean, not that I'm huge, but, you get some pretty big kids when you get to 8th grade. So any socks you can bring, I'm sure some young person will make good use of them. Next Sunday, Tammy is leading the Amaryllis distribution. She's coordinating all of that. I'm coordinating the delivery. That's almost a wrap. I have 2 more for delivery and that's it. But if you are one of the people delivering Amaryllis, the cards for who they go to will be there with the Amaryllis, a sticky note with your name on it, the address, who they're going to, and a phone number. And they'll all be there next Sunday, the 17th. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. You have something else? Okay, Matt?
All right. So in addition to decorating the church today, we also have some card making Barbara brought in. It's in the back. If you would like to make some cards, she brought in everything that we need to make some pretty nice, cool looking cards.
I didn't introduce Mo. As we light our chalice today, we are reminded that our Jewish friends are also celebrating Hanukkah. Please keep them in your thoughts in these troubling times in the Mideast, here in the US, and around the globe. Melissa Bartlett will be also giving a blessing on the day that Jews around the world will be lighting the fourth candle on their menorah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitchenu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah.
Thank you. For today's call to worship, I borrow some words from Christina Shue and Tara Little at the UUA. The ritual of welcoming and honoring ancestors is an ancient spiritual practice found in many cultures and traditions. Thus, we begin this service paying tribute and expressing gratitude to our ancestors. From our histories, our ancestors call to us, and we call on them. We call on our relatives to be here with us, if not in person, certainly in spirit. We call on our ancestors of UU Utica, who built, grew, and dreamed this church and this community into being. We call on those who represent the peoples of these lands, those who strove to build community representing diverse cultures and traditions, including the indigenous peoples of the Haudenosaunee on whose land we occupy today. We call upon our activist ancestors, those who struggled for justice, freedom, liberation of all people. We especially lift up those who have battled racism and oppression, even right here in Utica. We call upon and honor the beauty of the earth and our interconnectedness to nature and to the history of the land itself. Now I ask you to call to mind your own particular ancestors, family roots, spiritual mentors, and guides. Each one of us brings into the room our own network of people and places. May our ancestors guide us on our way. May they bless this space and time and the community we've gathered this day. May our ancestors be with us. And now I introduce the UU Family Singers.
Jerry picked out these songs. There. Is that mic up?
It didn't sound like it was on. Deb, say something in there.
That's the one that's labeled floor boom.
Okay.
That one was not on.
It wasn't up before, so I didn't even have it.
1, 2, 3, 4 is labeled wireless.
No, floor boom.
Floor boom is not up. Now it's up.
Okay.
Got
All right.
a little more, Jen.
All right. Great. Okay. So these are the hymns. I hope you're sufficiently in awe.
Gonna find 'em. Gonna find 'em. I'm gonna find 'em. I'm gonna find 'em.
I've been searching. Oh yeah, searching. Searching every which way. I've been searching. Searching. Oh yeah, searching every which way. But I'm like the Northwest Mounties. You know I'll bring 'em in someday.
Find 'em. I'm gonna find 'em.
Well, now if I have to swim a river, you know I will. And if I have to climb a mountain, you know I will. And if they're hiding up on Blueberry Hill, am I gonna find them, child? You know I will, 'cause I've been searching. Searching. Oh yeah, searching every which way. But I'm like the Northwest Mounties. You know I'll bring 'em in someday.
Find 'em. I'm gonna find 'em.
Well, Sherlock Holmes, Sam Spade, ain't got nothing, child, on me. Sergeant Friday, Charlie Chan, and Boston Blackie. No matter where they're hiding, they're gonna hear me coming. Gonna walk right down that street like bulldog drumming, 'cause I've been searching. Oh yeah, searching. Searching every which way. But I'm like the Northwest Mounties. You know I'll bring 'em in someday.
Find 'em. I'm gonna find 'em.
But I'm like the Northwest Mounties. You know I'll bring 'em in someday.
Find 'em.
Gonna find 'em. The Family Singers.
Thank you very much. Told you it was going to be a little different today. Back in October, those of us who participated in Soul Matters small group ministries talked a little bit about heritage. We discovered that we can't talk about heritage without talking about and encouraging and encountering ancestors. We chatted about difference between relatives and ancestors, and there's a difference. Relatives give us our brown eyes, our bow legs, or our personal features. But ancestors give us a legacy and tell us stories of the struggles they've been through. While DNA is helpful in determining who our relatives are by genetics, we need the help of genealogy to follow their path. Our relatives allow us to be here. Our ancestors tell us why we're here. The difference comes down to values. Another way to put this is to say that ancestors remind us that we are part of something bigger. They need us too. Ancestors need us to pass on those sacred stories, and in many cases, they attempt to pass on some of their religious principles. With genealogy, we look back and are in turn fulfilling our seventh principle, respecting the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part. Heritage is seeing our ancestors, ourselves, as part of a sacred chain. We're not small. Our lives are not insignificant. Our lives aren't even entirely our own. Every choice we make has consequences for others. Every word we write with our lives twists and tells a story that began well before we got here and will continue long after we're gone. It all helps us to see that it's not just relatives and ancestors that differ. Heritage and history do too. History may say it's important to know where we came from, but heritage says you matter even more than you know. One of the ways we keep track of our ancestors and our relatives is through genealogy. And we'd be in a real bind if religion hadn't played its part. Today, let's take a look at genealogy and ask the question, what's religion got to do with it? Some people become genealogists out of historical curiosity. Others need to prove their ancestry to join an organization such as the Daughters of the American Republic or the Sons of the American Revolution, Daughters of the American Revolution, Mayflower Descendants, and others. Still others take it up for religious reasons. Without the due diligence of religious organizations and some notable religious disagreements over the time, today's genealogists would have nothing to research. I consider myself to be both a genealogist and a family historian. I've been an avid family researcher all of my adult life, and if you took a look at the database of my ancestors, aunts, uncles, cousins, you name it, you might be baffled by the sheer size of it all. There are more than 3,000 surnames, over 18,000 interconnected individuals. Think about this for a minute. 2 parents, 4 great-grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, and so forth. 2,048 ninth great-grandparents. And for you to be born today from 12 previous generations, you needed a total of 4,094 ancestors over the last 400 years. I've traced some of my ancestors to the days of Charlemagne and William the Conqueror, and the period during the reign of Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I, and James I of England. I have even traced my roots to Francis and Jacob Cook, Stephen Hopkins, William and daughter Priscilla Mullins, and John Alden, all passengers on the Mayflower. I've even helped others, and I'm currently assisting the Irish Cultural Center here trace one of its early Irish ancestors in the town of Deerfield, about the time the Erie Canal and this congregation was just getting started, making an impact on central New York. I'm forever grateful for religion's impact on my genealogy and family history because it has helped me make all those connections. When it comes to records, the reason we have access to them in many cases have their origin in the church. Many religious institutions such as churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples have maintained detailed records over the years with the births, marriages, deaths in their communities. Religious beliefs often influence naming patterns within families. In some cultures, children are named after religious figures or saints. Paul, John, those kind of names. And those names can provide clues about the family's religious affiliation and cultural background. So it's important to learn about religious beliefs, even though the beliefs you possess today may not be the same as your ancestors. Religion has historically played a role in migration and settlement patterns. Religious groups have often migrated to new regions in pursuit of religious freedom or to establish communities of like-minded individuals. Religion is intertwined with the social and cultural context of a particular time and place. Understanding those religious beliefs of those communities is important to find out a little bit about your family's ancestors, their values, their customs, and their daily lives. Religious institutions often take responsibility for preserving those records and give valuable insights into the lives of those ancestors. Even circuit ministers, you've heard of them, those that travel from church to church, they've had their impact, especially here in the US. These people went from church to church, were clergy members in various Protestant denominations, and they traveled designated circuits and routes to serve multiple congregations. They often maintained the records of baptisms, marriages, and burials in a little notebook they kept in their possession. And those notebooks, in some cases, have been preserved, helping people find their family and their roots. Circuit riders often served in areas experiencing westward expansion. Primarily in this area, I would say that majority of the circuit ministers were the Methodist ministers. They were very well known for it. You could even call our own Reverend Tim Barrett a circuit minister, because he would travel from this church to my former church in Schuyler Lake, to Salisbury Center, to Dowsville, and then to Barneveld. What about public records? There's a religious reason some governments are keeping records today. For example, Henry VIII's reign had a significant impact on religious record keeping in England. Henry VIII, who lived from 1491 to 1547, is perhaps best known for his role in the English Reformation, during which the Church of England separated from the Roman Catholic Church over a dispute of whether he could get a divorce or not. Now, this religious transformation had several implications for genealogical record keeping. One of the most significant was taken by Henry VIII when he dissolved all the monasteries and religious houses in England in the 1530s. Previously, those monasteries had been the record keepers. In 1538, however, during Henry VIII's reign, Thomas Cromwell, his chief advisor at the time, made an injunction that all governments or all counties are supposed to keep records then. And those are now called parish registers, as they were called parishes at the time, similar to our counties. These records represent an important source of genealogical information in England. In some cultures, genealogical research is an established tradition that is passed down through religious and cultural practices. Take, for example, the Mormon Church. Officially known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the LDS Church has had a profound and lasting influence on genealogy. The Mormons have been instrumental in promoting and facilitating genealogical research. Members of the church are encouraged to research and document their family histories with the belief that they can perform religious ordinances on behalf of deceased ancestors, such as baptisms and sealing ceremonies. The LDS Church also operates family history centers worldwide. There's one right here in Whitesboro up on Clark Mills Road. These centers are open to the public and provide valuable resources for researchers. And the LDS Church has amassed one of the world's most extensive collections of genealogical records. The church's family history library in Salt Lake City is one of the largest genealogical research libraries in the world, housing millions of records, books, manuscripts, digital records from around the globe. As a matter of fact, after World War I, the Mormon Church took advantage of a new technology that was emerging at the time called microfilming. And in the 1920s, they started microfilming records all over the world. and they stored them in a granite mountain in Salt Lake. And they've been in the forefront of digitizing those historical records and making them available online and through their website, familysearch.org. That's a free genealogy research platform located online, and it is accessible to the public. Another popular tool is with LDS roots is Ancestry.com. You've seen the ads all over television on that one. Members of the Mormon Church have free access to that, but others have to subscribe. The LDS Church has had a significant and positive impact on the field of genealogy by promoting research, preserving records, and providing public access to resources and educational opportunities. Even Malcolm X had an influence on genealogy. Malcolm X, born as Malcolm Little and later known as El-Hajj Malik el-Shabazz, had an impact on genealogy in a very unique way. While he is primarily known for his civil rights activism and his role in the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X's influence on genealogy stems from his efforts to reclaim and reconnect with his African roots, which has inspired many others to explore their own family histories and heritage. This also had a profound impact on his biographer. Malcolm X's life story highlighted the significance of heritage and cultural identity. He encouraged his biographer to explore his own family history, believing that understanding one's past was essential for empowerment. After Malcolm X was assassinated in 1965, his biographer, who was from Ithaca, came to Clinton. He wanted to keep a low profile because he feared for his life after writing about Malcolm X. Well, during this period in the late 60s, the local publisher of the Rome Sentinel and owner of WRUN-FM, Bradley Barnard, allowed that biographer to live at the radio station's transmitter site on Skyline Drive while he started work on his next book. Well, during this troubling time, this author would make presentations to groups in the local community. He even spoke before this congregation in March of 1968. Later, that book would become a TV miniseries that would have its major impact on genealogy. You may recall Roots, the story of an American family. The author is Alex Haley. Alex Haley's Roots inspired people to explore their own family histories and raise awareness of the importance of preserving and researching one's own heritage. It played a significant role in the broader genealogical movement in the late 20th century and contributed to the growth of the genealogical research, particularly within the African American community, all because of the influence of religious and civil rights leader Malcolm X. So yes, religion has a lot to do with genealogy. We have an encore of the UU Family Singers. And you know the chorus to this one, so clap and sing along and have fun.
I got this. I'll stay away.
You all know the chorus. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody.
Oh, you don't have to. This is Unitarians, you know. We are family, I got my sisters and my brothers with me. Oh, we are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk all by. And we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. Oh, we are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we just begun to get our share of this world's delights. High hopes we had for the future and our goals inside. No, we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is a family jewel. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got my sisters and my brothers with me. Whoa, oh, oh, we are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Excellent. Thank you very much, you family singers. Thank you, Carol, for reminding me.
Hi. We do have a really, really good picture book this morning. It is called Be a Good Ancestor, and it is by Leona Prince and Gabrielle Prince and illustrated by Carla Joseph. Be a good ancestor with water. Raindrops become puddles, puddles become streams, streams become rivers, rivers become life. Be a good ancestor with the land. Seeds become seedlings, seedlings become trees, trees become forests, forests become oxygen. Be a good ancestor with living things that fly. Eggs become hatchlings, hatchlings become fledglings, fledglings become eagles, eagles become iconic. Be a good ancestor with living things that swim. Eggs become alevins, alevins become fry, fry become sockeyes, sockeyes become nourishment. Be a good ancestor with living things that walk. Newborns become cubs, cubs become young bears become grizzlies, grizzlies become balance. Be a good ancestor with your neighbors. Neighbors become friends, friends become communities, communities become nations, nations become allies. Be a good ancestor with your thoughts. Thoughts become ideas. Ideas become actions. Actions become movements. Movements become change. Be a good ancestor with your words. I thought I was going to sneeze for a second there. Apologies. Be a good ancestor with your words. Words become expressions. Expressions become stories. Stories become narratives. Narratives become truth. Be a good ancestor with your feelings. Feelings become compassion. Compassion becomes understanding. Understanding becomes beliefs. Beliefs become values. Be a good ancestor with yourself. Children become adults. Adults become leaders. Leaders become elders. Elders become ancestors. And that's the end. Nice short story. I'll have it in the back if anyone wants to take a look. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Stephanie. I
Jerry.
kind of got wrapped up in the excitement of the day. Okay, so now it's time for us to give of ourselves. For today's offering message, we turn to Zen Buddhist Zenyu Earthlyn Manual. As we give today's offering, we do it in honor of all who went before us, be it along the bloodline of our relatives or the lineage of our spiritual community, or it be it offerings to animals, trees, plants, moon, or sun. We are making a mark in the world when we offer of ourselves, our lives, and we do it as a practice of awakening. We are making a mark of awakening for all. The ushers pass along. Thank you. Before we extinguish the chalice today, some quotes to ponder regarding family. I'll pause for a moment between these for you just to think about them for a moment. Charles Corralt once said, "The love of family and the admiration of friends are much more important than wealth and privilege." Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "In family life, love is the oil that eases friction, the cement that binds us together, and the music that brings harmony." Leonard Cohen once said, "May you be surrounded by friends and family. And if this is not your lot, may the blessings find you in your solitude." And it was Alex Haley that said, In every conceivable manner, the family is a link to our past and a bridge to our future. Thank you. So we extinguish the chalice today in your order of service. Please read the words as we extinguish. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. For today's benediction, we turn to the words of Kat Liu, who is an active member of the First Unitarian Universalist Society of San Francisco. Also was a member of the editorial board of the Church of the Larger Fellowships Quest Monthly. Kat says, it's easy to recognize biological ancestors, to see how their genes passed on through generations and created us. If any one of them did not exist, then we would not exist. If any one of them way back in time were different, somebody might still be in our place, but they wouldn't be us. We know that our biological ancestors created us, even if they are now so far removed that we might not recognize them. Kat further says, the ideas that shape who we are come from our spiritual ancestors in the same way that our genes come from our biological ones. Maybe so.